Hello, it's Craig. Welcome to Fludded. Nice to see you. Nice long time. I've been busy putting on a wee bit of weight and changing my appearance completely to the last time you saw me. And I'm back to talk about politics because in the media, especially today, it's all starting to kick off a little bit now that Sunak has announced there's going to be an election in a few weeks' time, 5 or 6 weeks. In the UK, it's a very short amount of time, but you know, here in the UK, we're very used to voting for political parties to lead our country, and it's important to say that we do not vote for prime ministers here in the UK. We don't even vote for governments. We vote for. We only are allowed to vote for the person who's representing our constituency. That's who we vote for. Quite often, though, to be fair, when we do vote for that person, we have no idea who they are or what they stand for. We just go for them because we kind of like what their leader says and we want that party to become government or whatever. But all the parties in the UK at the minute absolutely stink. They're real stinkers. Labour Party have gone a little bit more to the right, and the Conservatives have kind of stayed where they are, maybe gone a little bit more to the left. I don't know. There's all a bit wishy-washy. If anything, if I say a party was stable, I'd say the Conservative Party were the more stable, level-headed in their thinking. That might not be true. It's just how it appears to me. But what we do have is the Reform Party, who are bubbling away with their with kind of like a very impressive PR campaign and presence on social media. It does seem that, like most elections, this is all going to be played out on social media. So much so that today, Nigel Farage announced that he was going to make an announcement. He announced his announcement that he was down at Dover and he was going to make an announcement at 10 a.m. this morning. But and lo and behold, at 9:30, he was on the news telling everybody what his announcement was going to be. So his announcement was pre-announced. It was all a bit of a mess, really. Basically, it's about immigration. If you don't know that here in the UK, there's a huge problem with people coming over from France on rubber dinghies. These are organised by gangs over in France, who take lots of money from, I'm told, from these people in the dinghies. And they come over because they've learned that when they do that, they will be welcomed with open arms, given a hotel room. They'll be given I'm told, they'll be given like a mobile phone so they can start finding a job. And they can start integrating themselves into the system. Nobody is kind of sent back that I'm aware of, because there are people here who do their level best to fight for the human rights of these folk, and there's loopholes in there that just means that people, once they're here, they stay. It's very difficult. It's like when you have people, what's it called, squatting. Is that once they're in, it's very hard to get them removed. So these people are coming, and mainly men. They're coming over on the boats, and the boats are incredibly unsafe. So the people who are bringing them over have no idea about safety, don't give a jot about the lives of these people, whether they make it or don't make it, or either they're just incredibly stupid, which is probably the case. I'm told that they are often escorted to a certain extent by French Navy, and then we have the RNLI here will either meet them or some other boats will meet them and escort them or take them on board to bring them across the rest of the way. I have no idea why they're not just taken straight back to the beach and dumped on the beach where they came from. I don't understand why that doesn't happen, but it doesn't. But that's not really what this video is about. This video is about Nigel Farage making this announcement today, and the effect that, you see, Reform have this brilliant sort of battle going on social media. But for me, it's just very, very grifty. The language they're using is kind of, it's sensationalist, it's OTT, it's very red top newspaper. And even Farage is using words like, he described the people coming over on the boats as an invasion. Which, you know, if you're kind of annoyed about the fact that it happens, and I am annoyed about it, then, you know, I want to use those words to get other people annoyed like me. I'm annoyed about this. I want you to be annoyed about it and do something. So I'm going to use words like invasion. It's just like being invaded. What's happening? And then, oh, is it? I hadn't thought about that. I just thought it's a bunch of people coming over on a boat. I didn't think it was an invasion. Invasion sounds pretty bad. War of the Worlds was an invasion. You know, when Germany invaded Poland. But as somebody pointed out to me on Twitter, yeah, but squirrels invade forests, you know, and desecrate forests. I think we have to talk about invasions in the sense of it being a human invasion. And maybe Nigel Farage was just using the word metaphorically. If he was using the word metaphorically, then it is inflammatory. It's inflammatory language. He is deliberately using words that are going to make other people riled up. And he's the one offering solutions to fix this thing that he's just got you riled up about. So that's inflammatory language. And I you know, I don't know if it's always inflammatory. I think it's just like sensationalist sometimes. It's always like extremes. You know, everything's a total this or a total that, and it's been absolutely inundated this, and it's an invasion of that, and there's no gradations, there's no nuance. Everything's out the window for the next 6 weeks in terms of how we're going to communicate. And so much of this has been supported constantly by GB News. Nigel Farage, of course, is an employee of GB News, or maybe GB News are an employee of Nigel Farage. I don't know which way around it is. But I do remember a time when he won an award for a presenter, Best Presenter Award. And I remember that when there was issues with Ofcom criticising, and there was criticisms around, you know, Nigel Farage has been on a TV show doing political stuff, and that's not right, that's not impartial. He was arguing, well, no, I'm a presenter. And so he was very much a presenter mode. And now he's switching it. He's saying, no, I'm not a presenter now. I'm a credible politician acting on behalf of the Reform Party, and I'm entitled naturally to do a one-on-one debate with Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. How he thinks he can just switch flip-flop from presenter to that is amazing to me, and also is amazing to me is how people are so quick to buy it. But that is exactly what's happened. But what's been particularly funny for me is how, if I can just find it, there was the BBC were covering the story of this announcement he made down in Dover, and sorry, I don't even hear that noise in the background. It's actually my washing machine. But he was down in Dover and he made an announcement, and this is the announcement that he made. Pop it over there. There it is. There he is. Look, there he is. Let's see what he's going to say, shall we? But this is bear in mind, this is a BBC report of his speech. So it is going to hand back to the BBC after it.
About the wave of, and I'm using his words, not mine, aggressive young males that are coming into Poland.
Hold on a second.
Having crossed the Mediterranean.
So he's described a wave of aggressive young males. He's talked about invasions.
And he has said that this is now a matter of national security.
Nigel Farage with his...
And he says it's a matter of national security. He's citing what Poland are saying.
His customary inflammatory language there with...
So this is the BBC. The BBC presenter starts speaking over. Just listen to what she says.
Nigel Farage with his customary inflammatory language there at a Reform UK press conference. He declined to stand for a seat, but we will have more on what Farage is saying. If you want to follow it more, just follow the...
Yeah, and she refers to him as Farage. So there's a lot of sort of disrespect going on there. So the issue is the BBC are being massively biased. I agree. She clearly doesn't like Nigel Farage. She clearly doesn't like reform. She doesn't like people talking about immigration. I totally agree. And the BBC need to absolutely bollock her. I would just get rid of her. It's like she can't be trusted. She's shown her true colours. She has shown that she is well, you don't know if... No, she's not. She doesn't support Farage. You don't know. You can't say for sure that she's a lefty because I kind of agree with her. I agree with everything she said. He is using inflammatory language. I don't like Nigel Farage, and I don't like the Reform Party, and I can't stand the left. So maybe she's like me. I would sort of say I'm a centrist, but at the minute I don't really know where I am. I'm kind of already decided I'm not going to vote because all of them are rubbish. And it's just appalling that they can't find decent people to represent their party and represent us in Parliament. I'm just furious about that. But there is definitely a lot of divisiveness going on from the Reform Party and from Nigel Farage. And the big issue is that the BBC shouldn't have done that. The BBC shouldn't have done that. But it definitely needs to be challenged what he said and how he was talking. And I think that's what I'm doing this video for. I'm challenging it. The thing is, it's kind of like, as I say, my big issue is I don't really have any issue with a TV channel being politically biased one way or the other. It works in America. You've got, as long as there's like a balance of organizations that do that, actually makes it quite entertaining and fun. As long as you know you're being fed spin. And I just hope that people do know when they are and aren't being fed spin. And that when they do recognize that Nigel is picking his words very, 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 very carefully, you know, he's talking about a wave of something. These are people are coming in waves. It's only a tiny amount of. I mean, it's a lot of people who there's lots of immigrants coming into the country illegally who have zero respect for the country. I'm not defending them. I'm not defending the BBC. I can't stand that these people. I hate that these people are coming into the country, and when I see them, it turns my stomach. And some of them might have come from difficult circumstances, but we're not going to know because they live in the shade of all the people who are just coming here with grins on their faces, getting themselves embedded into the system and then bringing their relatives over. So there's definitely something broken there. And by the way, I see them as well. I see them around where I live, 4 o'clock in the morning. If you drive in any city, 4 o'clock in the morning, you'll find these groups of people who are being picked up in transit vans and taken off to factories to go pick stuff in factories all day long, you know, and these are not people who are interested in integrating into society. If they've got any ideology or any way of life, they will continue that way of life in whatever country they're trying to settle in. They will open shops that sell the sort of food that they got back home. And they'll basically live independent lives to the rest of the people in that country. Imagine we did that. Imagine that British people, for example, or, you know, Americans went and started setting up, you know, shops and in other countries. That, you know, there'd be like this cultural uproar about it. But no, it's kind of happening on a, well, I like to say on a small scale. Like, you've got to bear in mind, if this is a city issue, these people go to cities. You don't find them in the countryside. You don't find them in the towns. You do, but you don't. Anyway, I'm waffling massively. The whole issue around this is very, very interesting, but I'm interested to know what you think. The BBC are clearly showing that they've got to get rid of that woman. She's terrible. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. The oncoming elections. Do you want to hear more from me about this sort of stuff? I really should just be focusing on TV and the industry, but I guess pop culture is going to drift more and more into what I do. So let me know what you think. Do you want to hear more of this kind of stuff from me? Are you interested? Can you bear it? Do you want me just to make my mind up and take a view? Let me know. And please do subscribe. Don't passively watch this and then just go about your day. Please do hit that subscribe button. I hate to have to ask you it, but I've got to because I'm getting nowhere super fast by not asking. And at least hit the like. And I know that doesn't do anything to you. It just does lots to me. It helps me massively, and it's completely free to do it. And I'll be very, eternally grateful to you. If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at Fludded on Twitter. But yeah, I'm genuinely, in this instance, interested to know your views. So please do comment down below. And I'll catch you next time. Happy voting, happy deciphering, happy days.